So they finally done it. Nintendo has finally officially announced the Switch 2 and shown it off in a super bare bones trailer that was just randomly shadow dropped. But, I'm still excited and I still want to talk all about it, so here we go. All of those leaks that were going around were pretty spot on. That's exactly how the Switch 2 looks, and I love it. It's not, exactly exciting, but that's exactly what I wanted. Just a bigger, more powerful Switch. And those new Joy-Cons look awesome, and I love how they just, attach magnetically, you don't have to slide it in through the slider thing, because that didn't always work well. It would come loose and stuff sometimes, so it looks a lot better this way. And yeah, even though it's not too different from how the Switch looks, it just looks really cool. I like it. And then one thing that I've seen speculated around that seems like it's going to be the case is there's the optical sensors on the new Joy-Cons, and it shows them kind of being used as mice, or like in the position that you would use them as mice, so that's interesting. I imagine stuff like Super Mario Maker just click, 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 and just making things really easy for that. So I'm excited to see how they're going to show that off and how that's going to be utilized. It could be really cool. And then, of course, we got a glimpse at the next Mario Kart game, Mario Kart 9 or Mario Kart 10, depending on whether you count Tour as a real game or not. I don't know. I'm just going to call it Mario Kart 9, but either way, it looks cool. It initially doesn't really look like anything too different, but once you take a closer look, there's spots for up to 24 racers now, so I imagine that's going to get chaotic. It was already chaotic enough with 12 racers, but man, 24, and maybe it's the view, but just the scope looked a lot bigger in the one track they showed. So I think these courses are just going to be giant. That's going to be pretty cool. And another thing worth mentioning is that the models look a bit different now. They look a bit more cartoony, more like the Super Mario Bros. Wonder style, which I think's cool. It makes it stand out more, gives it, a bit more flavor. And then there's Donkey Kong, who looks quite different. He looks more like his original design from the old arcade game here, which, also looks more like the Mario movie design, which I think was what they're going for. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, that's up to you and your personal taste. I'm cool with it. I like his, modern rare design, but his more cartoony looking design here, like the original movie design, I like that a lot too. There's really only so much to go off of from these short clips, but I'm super excited for the next Mario Kart. It already looks great. And then there's the reconfirmation that original Switch games will work on the Switch 2, both physical and digital, which is good. I am glad about that. I am so glad. I wasn't worried about it first, and then everyone else on the internet was like, what if they don't have backwards compatibility? And then I was like, oh no, and then I started to worry, so I am glad that got put to rest, and the Switch 2 has full backwards compatibility, or almost full at least. There's a little note that some Switch games won't work on the Switch 2, and I'm assuming that games that are reliant on the original Joy-Con, like maybe Ring Fit Adventure, or any games that use the IR sensor at the bottom, that I think there's a very, very short list of games there. So I'm not too worried about that, but we'll find out more about that later. I don't know why they didn't just come out and say it now, but they still are holding a lot behind closed doors here, so we'll see when we see. And then it got revealed that there's a Nintendo Direct coming April 2nd, so we have to wait about 2.5 months to actually see the games showcase here, but I guess I can wait. I'll definitely speculate in the meantime. I think a 3D Mario is definitely coming, maybe not at launch, but soon after launch, kind of like Odyssey came out a few months after the Switch, because it's 3D Mario, and Odyssey was the last big 3D Mario game, unless you count, Bowser's Fury, but that was more like a full-fledged game, so I'd like to think they've been cooking here, and I am so excited to see what they do next for the 3D Mario, because other than Sunshine, which I wasn't really too big on, just 3D Mario has always wowed me. And, I believe in Nintendo. I don't think this will be an exception here. And then, it's got Smash Brothers. I gotta mention Smash Brothers. Oh man. It's not confirmed that Sakurai is doing the next Smash Brothers. He hasn't confirmed that yet, but they're doing Smash Brothers either way. I would be a little concerned if they're doing Smash Brothers without Sakurai, but Smash is coming, and I am excited to see what comes for it. I imagine Metroid Prime 4 will probably be a Switch 2 launch title and kind of be a dual release, kind of like Twilight Princess was, for Wii and GameCube, and then Breath of the Wild for Switch and Wii U. Everyone pretty much considers that a Switch game, but it, was released on Wii U and was being made for Wii U most of the time. But yeah, otherwise, trying to think what its launch will look like. It's probably going to have some sort of casual game, we had Wii Sports, and that was a huge success. Wii U had Nintendo Land, and that was pretty cool. It didn't really take off, but I liked it. And then Switch had 1-2 Switch as its casual game, and I think everyone kind of forgot about that. I know I did. So we'll see. I think Switch 2 will have something in that realm, though. I hope it's something on the level of Wii Sports. Not necessarily, sports, but, something that everyone can enjoy and that's actually legitimately really fun, but we'll see. As much as I'd love to see the next major 3D Zelda, I think it's way too early for that. Tears of the Kingdom just released 2023, and those take a long time to develop, so we probably won't see that around launch, but that'd be cool. Otherwise, I have no idea what's in store for the launch lineup this year. Could be anything, because 2024 was a pretty slow year. Nintendo still had releases, but there were smaller games. There was Echoes of Wisdom, and then Famicom Detective Club, and another Code remake. Stuff that's not bad. I enjoyed all these games I mentioned, but on a smaller scale. So just saying it couldn't be Animal Crossing, could be another Splatoon, probably not, but it just could be anything. Could be a new F-Zero. I would love that. Probably not happening, but it could be a new F-Zero or Star Fox. I mean, there's not really much else to say, so I could just keep listing games off here, but there's only so much to go off of here, but I like what I see. I like the design of the Switch 2, and the kickstand looks cool too. I like the little U-shape. The kickstand of the original Switch was one of my major complaints with it, and I got the OLED model right away, and I love the kickstand on that, and this looks equally as good, which is good, because I use tabletop mode a lot, actually, so can enjoy that. And just, I like what I see, and I'm excited, and I can't wait to see more. And also, now that they've announced the Switch 2, that means that third parties can announce their games anytime now, so we could get Switch 2 game announcements, just not from Nintendo themselves, Ports of games like Street Fighter 6, that would be cool, and just anything, I don't know. I am definitely looking forward to the coming months. It's going to be interesting. So what do you think? Are you equally as excited? Are you kind of on the fence until you see more games? Just, share your thoughts. I always enjoy the feedback. So, as always, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a hat-stacking good day.